You're going to raise your credit score 20, 30, even up to 50 points just by following this one quick video. I have a new setting for you guys. I have the tablet out just so I can kind of illustrate how easy and how quick you can do this. And if you clicked on this video and you have bad credit and you do not watch the video, or if you do watch it and do not do anything I tell you to do in the video, you probably deserve your bad credit. So if you're here to actually change your life, improve your credit, I'm going to make this simple, quick, easy. And all you have to do is pay attention, implement the tips and tricks I'm going to show you, and you're going to have better credit in the next 30, 45 days. So if you want to buy a car, buy a house, apply for a different credit card, or just have better credit in general, this is a very quick and easy way for you to understand credit and start making a lot of stride into having a better credit score. So we're going to jump in. And also, guys, stop taking advice from people that do not show you their credit profile. If you ever need to see my credit profile, message me on Instagram. Hey, send me a screenshot of your credit profile today, and I'll gladly send it over. This is today. We are at February 21st. My FICO 8 score is 837, and I have it here. And I have someone I worked with. This is their actual experience screenshot. They implemented this one simple trick, one simple strategy, and they went up 47 points. It's that easy. It's that easy. So listen up and let's break it down. We're going to jump right in. All right. And the other YouTube videos, we talk about the Advantage score and the FICO score. Today, you always want to follow your FICO score. So this is a FICO score 8 model and kind of how they break it down. We're going to go by kind of the most important one is your payment history. That's 35%. We can't really do too much about payment history. If you already missed a payment, you missed a payment, you would have to do actual credit repair to fix that. But the next one, which is the one we're going to focus on today, is your amount owed. And that's basically code word for credit utilization. And this video is all about credit utilization. As you can tell, it is 30% of your overall score. So imagine if you could fix this 30% of your score, then your overall score is going to jump up a lot, which is why you're able to see some people get 20, 30, even 50 points moved in their credit profile. So credit utilization, there's a myth with credit utilization, right? This is the FICO score model. People are going to tell you, hey, always have a little bit of a balance on your card. Make sure you're using it every month. Yes, it's true. It's also not true. You have to kind of be specific. Different credit cards have different credit limits, and you have to be within the right percentage of your credit limit. I'll give you a very quick example. Let's say we have a $1,000 card. People are going to tell you, hey, man, just stay under 30%. 30% of 1,000, very easy. All you have to do is multiply by point and then the number. So percent. That's going to give you $300. So in this case, if you have a credit card for $1,000, you want to have a limit, or you not a limit. You don't want to use more than $300. That's traditionally what people tell you, but that's not actually true. You have to do better than that. Okay. So I'm gonna break it down by showing you my actual credit utilization profile. Now, the FICO Score app, which I told you guys to download FICO Score or the Experian app, does not break down utilization an exact percentage of where you want to be under. It's kind of gradual, meaning every percent that you go down, your credit score will improve. But I do have a screenshot of Credit Karma, which they have a different model, but they do. It's a template you could kind of follow, and you're going to see good results on your FICO Score 8 metric as well. So bear with me. I'm going to zoom in here first, and then I'll kind of show you my line by line. But my credit card usage is 1%. So it's technically under 1%, but they can't go under 1% in the app. So they just put 1%. My credit limit, if you look at my credit limit, it's $119,000 on my personal profile, not even my business, but on my personal, let's just round up, $120,000 in limit. I'm only using 1,387. Okay. So if mind you, this does not, you don't need a high limit like this. It could be 10,000, it could be 5,000. Your credit card could be $500. It does not matter. You have to follow the rule of percentages. If you look at the Vantage score, and this is not the FICO model, but you want to use these percentages as a starting point. Anything 50 and above, 50% and above. So if you have $1,000 credit card and you're using $500, you're in the 50% mark. Anything over that, you are in the needs work. Basically means you're failing this whole category. So we look at the category, you're failing that 30%, right? You have the worst possible score. So that's 50 to 100%. Even if you do 30 to 49%, which is traditionally what people tell you, 30 to 49%, you're still only at fair, and fair is it's not good, right? Even good is asking for 10 to 29% is going to be good. And then excellent is 0 to 9%. So that's where I like to stay under. I like to stay under 10% at all times. I don't like going over 5%, right? The cool thing about the credit utilization is just as quick as your credit score could go down because of high utilization, you can move it up the same amount of points by lowering your utilization within 30 days. So that's the great thing about the utilization metric. So let's break down my accounts. This is my personal accounts. I have a $10,000 Amazon card. I'm only using 5%. So that's my Amazon. Then I have a Chase card, 28,000 credit line, credit limit, and I'm only using 500 ish. That's 2%. I have a Apple card, 37,000. I have an Instagram video where I unbox my new card. It has 37,000. I'm only using 200 bucks on that. So again, that's 1%. I have a Capital One card. I hate Capital One, but I got this card such a long time ago. I don't want to close it. That's a topic for another day. And that's at 0%. Another Chase card, $20,000. I'm only using $8 on that. So it might be like a subscription that I'm using. I'm at 0% overall. And then another card, this is my travel card. I always pay that off. 21,000 and I'm not using anything. So this is why my 30% of my FICO score is so strong, is because my utilization is as perfect as you can get it, right? So again, this 837, you got to put work to get that 837. And this is one of the biggest things you can do to conquer this credit score model. So I have some examples here. This is from the actual FICO app itself. The previous slide was the Credit Karma. This is FICO, kind of showing you the same exact thing, which is 1% utilization. There's my name up there. And yeah, it's very, very easy. So I have some examples here I want to show you. We have three examples. We have three cards here. So the first card, we have a zero balance and a $5,000 credit limit. And since we're using zero, your utilization is zero. On card two, we have a 10,000 limit. You're using 8,000 of it. That's an 80% utilization. And then 7,000 limit, 1,000, you're using 14%. And then you get an average. So if you get an average of all of them together, you basically just add all the limits, add all the balances, and you're going to get your utilization ratio for the whole account. And again, that's 41%. If we look back at this chart here, 41%, you are basically in the fair category, which I'm just going to erase this here. You're in the fair category, and that's not good. You really want to be in the good category. All right, so let's look at this other example here. Again, very, very easy to understand, but we have a limit of 1,000. You're using 750 of it, which most people do when you start off with a new card. You might have 1,000 credit, 1,000 limit or 800 limit, and you're using it for everything. Your utilization is probably really high. Credit card two, 15K limit, you're using 4,500. Maybe you went on a vacation to Disney, you're using 30%. And then the average, 32. So again, 32 is still too high. You have to stay under 30%, ideally under 15. If you want to be perfect, ideally under 10%. So this is the fastest way you can start improving your credit. Now, we have some options. There's 4 tips. Two of these I don't like to use right away. There's 2 other things you can do. But first thing we just talked about is pay off your debt. So if you're making money, you have to just pay off your debt. It's really that simple. You have to go out there and make sure your debt is getting paid, and definitely getting paid after you use it. Once I use my card, I'm not going out of my way and using it more and more and more. I'm using it and then I pay it off that same month, so it doesn't reflect a higher limit. Okay, you have 30 days basically before it refreshes. So pay off your debt. If you do that within the next 30 days on the refresh, 30, 45 days, you're going to see your credit score jump up. The other trick you can do is apply for a higher credit limit. So if we look over here, I'm going to erase some of these, right? So if we look at, this one, the limit is 1,000. Let's just say something very drastic. It's not going to happen, but let's say we raise this to 7,500. 500, right? We go on our app, we call the bank, we say, hey, I need a credit limit increase. I've been with you guys for a year, I've been paying on time. Can I get a credit limit increase? This is a drastic scenario. They might not increase it this much, but I have seen it go this high. If you went from 1,000 to 7,500, this ratio would then actually be 10%. I put dollar sign, but I meant percent sign. So that'd be 10%. And that's another way. So if you look at it, you could pay off your debt, or you can just call each credit card and see if they could raise the limit. Once they raise the limit, it's going to give you more equity in that card. You're going to have a lower use, and it's going to help you. The other option, a little bit more advanced, and it's kind of a catch-22 because you might get hit with an inquiry and then you're going to have a new account on your card as well. But you could actually refinance everything. You get a big loan, which is not a credit card utilization. It's a loan. It's an installment. You could get 10 grand from there or whatever you get approved for. Use that, pay off all your credit cards. When you pay off all your credit cards, you're going to lower your utilization. Your score is going to rocket. And then the other thing you could do, you could just apply for another card. And again, it's a catch-22 because you're going to get hit with an inquiry. You're going to hit with a new account added. So you have to be careful with using these two right here. But there are ways that you can lower your utilization and increase your credit score. So again, recap basically is very simple math. If we look everything here, this is your credit profile. We want to improve your overall credit. Let's tackle the big items here, which would be your payment history and your amounts owed or credit utilization. In this case, we're talking about credit utilization. Get it under 30%, under 15%, under 10%. If you want to be perfect, just pay everything off and your credit score is going to jump. And now you'll be able to quickly go apply for that loan, go get that house, go get that car you want. And it's that simple. So I'll make another video on some other quick tips you can do, but that's the easiest. I've done it time and time and over. And don't be afraid if you do have a bad month where your credit utilization had to go up because you had some crazy expenses, your score will drop 20, 30, 40 points. But the next time you pay everything off, it's going to go right back up. Okay. It's not like a missed payment where a missed payment is going to stay on your record for 7 years and you're screwed for a long time. Credit utilization is something that is variable, meaning it's going to move up and down your score depending on what you're doing with it. So again, hope you like that tip. It's the easiest way, fastest way to improve your credit score, and I'll see you in the next video.